You're listening to Tacoma.fm. I'm Everett Erickson, and this is The Mixed Review. This is the movie review segment where you hear two perspectives on a movie, positive and negative. Today's movie is The 1517 to Paris, the Clint Eastwood directed biopic of the American tourists that stopped a terror attack on a train from Amsterdam to Paris, known as the 2015 Thalys train attack, starring the actual people who prevented the tragedy.
Don't try and take any shortcuts. Do what you know is right. We've been chosen for this great work.
I don't know, man. You ever just feel like life is just pushing us towards something, like some greater purpose?
Now it's time for the good review. Usually when movies cast the actual people being represented, they are used to stuff background parts or one-line characters. In the 1517 to Paris, Clint Eastwood has placed the soldiers front and center, using them to retell the story of their lives, not just of the attack itself. Despite this casting, the film is still full of recognizable and established actors, from Judy, Greer, and Jenna Fischer as the mothers, to Tony Hale, Thomas Lennon, and Jaleel White as the teachers. Beyond the acting, the dialogue is a perfect example of human conversations, ones in which people don't speak flowery. Too many times in movies, the characters just don't seem like people, purely because of the way they talk. The movie uses flashbacks, or flash forward rather, to tell the story. Through cross-cutting the lives of the three men with the build-up of the event, the audience isn't lost in what's going on in the characters' lives without remembering what their journey is building up to. And then, once the actual attack begins, Eastwood chooses not to speed anything up or cut away, showing how gruesome the event was and how it could have been much worse had the protagonist not fought back. The 1517 to Paris is less of a movie than it is an inspirational monologue that tells the tale of three men standing up and being heroes when others needed them to be. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. And now, the bad review. The movie The 1517 to Paris depicts three ordinary-seeming Americans traveling in Europe that prevent a terror attack by wrestling and subduing the attacker. The three men, however, have military training. The average American does not, and this film dangerously comes close to encouraging people to be heroes. The fact of the matter is, not everyone is built to be a hero, and some guy is going to see this movie and thinks he knows everything about unarmed combat and seriously hurt himself or others, overestimating his own skill. While this isn't directly a fault of the movie, it still raises the concern. Even putting that aside, the film is a giant mess. The acting is awful in every character, and while it is to be expected from the non-acting, proficient protagonists, even the established actors in the film are performing way below par. The movie handles the topic of faith in a corny way, and whenever Jenna Fischer's character talks about God, she does it in a way that demands an eye roll, even from the most devout Christian. The film glorifies warfare and conflict, and does so while referencing movies like Full Metal Jacket, a classic that depicts war as brutal and costly. Honestly, Kubrick would be ashamed to see that reference in a movie like this one. Teachers in the movie are portrayed as cruel, women are portrayed as objects, foreigners are portrayed as snarky, and on top of that, at the end, they completely and totally shoehorned in a travel montage that just makes no sense whatsoever and just looks plain bad. I give the 1517 to Paris 0 stars. And there you have it. You just heard a review of the 1517 to Paris from the perspective of someone who liked it and from someone who didn't. Now, if you want to see it or not, that's up to you. I'm Everett Erickson, and this was the Mixed Review on Tacoma.fm.